Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce our motivational speaker for today's event. Mr. Chip Baker is a fourth-generation educator. He's been a teacher and coach for over 23 years. He's a multiple-time best-selling author, YouTuber, podcaster, transformational speaker, and life coach. Chip Baker is the creator of the YouTube channel and podcast, Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles, where he interviews people of all walks of life and shares their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chip Baker!
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, good deal. First, I want to say I love your energy. It is amazing to see the energy here. Kids need that. Communities need that. We need that, right? So first, I'll just go ahead and deeper if you want to hit the slide for me, please. Today, first I just want to say thanks so much for the opportunity to be here with you to share a little bit. My goal is to pour into you. My goal is to give you some encouragement. My goal is to give you my A game. Right? And so you need to know that this means something to me. This is important to me. And I'll go deeper into that when I tell you a little bit about me, why it's so important to me. So, like I said, I'm ready. I'm excited. I even have my where I'm from with back pocket rag, right? I'm ready. Let's go. So, but today I want to talk to you a little bit about your influence, and so you can go to the next one, please. As we start, like I said, I'm going to give you my A game, but there's some things that I have expectations from you as well. Right? I'm in teacher mode, I'm sorry. There's some expectations that I have from you, and I call it the norms. It's the 3 B's. The first thing is just be in the moment. Right? Don't worry about what's going on later. Don't worry about what happened earlier. I ask that you would just be present with me in the time that we have, and let's have a good time together. If you're good with that, give me a head nod, please. Let me see those. Oh, and that too, that works. Let's go. I can't see, but I'm assuming that's the ROTC lady back there. Yeah. Hey, the second thing is be interactive. And so, yes, I'm coming to bring you some things, but I'm an avid learner. I want to learn from you guys too. All right, so be ready for that. We're going to be a little interactive. And then the last thing, and this is probably the most important one, the last B, is be in application mode. And what I mean by that is there's some things that I'm going to give you today that I hope that you will be able to take and actually use it in your life to make a difference in the lives of these kids. Right? And so as I present it to you, if you can say, hey, oh yeah, I can use that. I can apply that. Right? So I ask that you would just be in application mode. So if you're good with that, tell me we're ready, coach. We're ready. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. That's the coach coming out of me now, right? Hey, let's try it again. If you're ready for that, tell me we're ready, coach. We're ready. Good deal. Well, let's go. All right. You can go to the next one for me. Got some pictures there. All right. So what I want to do is just share my story with you. Talk to you a little bit about who I am. And I'll start, left to right, and I'll go down. But that first picture there, I am Chip Baker. And check out my posture here, right? I stood up, church, my posture. I'm standing up and I'm smiling when I say this because I'm proud of this. I'm a 4th-generation educator. I come from a family of church folk. You know what I'm talking about. With the mic, you know what I'm talking about. Right? I come from, amen. I come from a family of church folk with no S and educators. And I'm truly grateful for that. The reason I say that is because my mother and my grandmother, they were ministers of music at our churches growing up. So, y'all, I was in church from can till can growing up. And I'm truly grateful for that. As a kid, I didn't understand that. but I'm truly grateful that I had that upbringing because it allowed me to be the person who I am today, and I'm grateful for that. But those ladies there, like I said, fourth generation, my mother, retired educator, my grandmother, retired educator, my great-grandmother, retired educator. Sharp little guy with the suit there, that's me. And then my sister there beside me, she's also an educator. She's an assistant principal. And so that's what we do. We give service. Like, all I know is, yes, come on, you can give me some, come on. All I know is living a life and understanding that, I'm just going to say how it is, it ain't about me, right? All I know is living a life and understanding it's bigger than me. It's a bigger purpose, it's a bigger cause. I just need to make sure I do my part to make sure everything is right within that cause. That's the life I know, that's the life I strive to live, to make them proud. Next picture is my family, my wife and my son. My wife is an educator. She's a math coach in our district. We're in Conroe Independent School District. My son's a sophomore in high school. Proud of that dude. Next one. So growing up, my mother had us involved in lots, community stuff. Played 4 sports for 4 years in high school. Played college football at West Texas A&M University. Let's go. Go Buffs. You know that life. After I left there, went to Conroe Independent School District, started there. And it's been a great journey. Started in junior high, worked at a couple junior highs there. Went to Oak Ridge High School. After I left Oak Ridge High School, I went to Conroe High School, where I taught special education, all things under the SPED umbrella I've done. Coached football and powerlifting. I was offensive line coach there, head powerlifting coach there for 12 years. Then I got an opportunity to go to my hometown, and along that journey I got my master's degree from Sam Houston Educational Leadership. Let's go. Then I had an opportunity to go to my hometown of Hearne, Texas, where I was the athletic director, head coach there for a couple years. Then I came back to Oak Ridge, and currently I'm in my 7th year at Oak Ridge High School. Coached some there. I'm going into my 24th year in education, and I coached for 20 of those years. And so I wanted to make sure I take time to tell you my story, and I appreciate you being patient with me to listen to that. But I wanted to make sure I take time to tell you my story because I know, right? I understand, right? Like, no, I know, right? And so I wanted to make sure that you know that I know. And then also, you also need to know that I may get a little passionate about some of the things that I say, and it's because of my background. So I'm going to apologize to you right now about that, but I'm going to give it to you, so just be ready, okay? But about 7 years ago, I started my YouTube channel podcast called the Success Chronicles, and what I do is I just interview people from all walks of life, and I share their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. And you know, I was just striving to highlight others. I was just striving to show love to others. But what I didn't know in that journey is that I would become an author. Crazy. What I didn't know is that I would develop relationships with some amazing people. Crazy. I didn't know that I would be blessed with the opportunities to speak and travel the world and do book tours and speak at a convocation for an amazing school district. Crazy. And so along that journey, it's truly been a huge blessing for me, and I take not 1 ounce of it for granted. Like I don't take 1 ounce of it for granted, and I'm truly grateful for the opportunities. So I want to take time to let you know a little bit about me. You can go to the next slide for me, please. So this is the part where y'all talk to me. All right, just warning you here. All right, working on my pedagogy. What I'd like for you to do now, well, let me go back. So I don't care who you are. All of us have been influenced by someone or something in our life, right? And we've been influenced in such a manner that it's impacted us and caused us to be who we are, right? And so as I'm saying this, hopefully you all are thinking of people, right? You're thinking of certain people, those traits. So what I'd like for you to do is, with your elbow partner, I'll give you about 2 minutes, right? Discuss with them some of the traits that those people that you've had in your life, what were some of those traits? And then when I come back, I'll raise my hand to bring us back. I'll give you about 2-3 minutes. And then I want to hear some of those, from about 6 or 7 people, if you don't mind. All right, go. Talk with your elbow partner. All right. I love it. All right. So if you're like me, like, man, it's time already. Because there's so many great things that they did for you. So what I want to do is, y'all like gifts? Y'all like presents? I knew the answer to that one. So what I did was I brought you some of my books, and so what I'd like give me about 7 people. I want to and we'll pan. Let's start over here, Mr. Kirshner, if you don't mind. So we'll start over here, and if you raise your hand and just kind of give me like a couple of those traits. What you got?
My mom said I have to raise my hand, and she was the first that inspired me because she's unique and she's devoted to Christ, and she's a maverick in her own right.
Awesome. That's awesome. So hold on. You said your mom said you had to raise your hand? Yeah, hey, I know that life. Hey, my mom was a real strict disciplinarian. She didn't play like, boy, get your hand up. Boy, you better talk, boy. You been here, right? Yeah, she said that's exactly what she did. Right? So thank you, Mom, for making her get her hand up. But yeah, so true. My mother, Mom, thank you so much for your sacrifice and what you've done, and just seeing you up here faith-based reminded me a lot of my mom as well. You know, disciplinarian. I had to do a lot of those things too. Yeah, amen. All right. Let's go right here.
So not only did they care, but they always had high expectations. They never lowered their expectations. If I wasn't getting there, they helped give me the tools to get to those expectations. Right.
So let me repeat it. They cared and they had high expectations. So a healthy dose of love and accountability. Right. I'm gonna get on your butt, boy, because I love you. Okay. All right. That makes sense, I guess. Let's go right here.
Mine was a professor from Sam Houston.
Okay.
And he took the time every single first day of class, having for multiple classes, and he learned our names.
Ooh.
And it was just personable, and he just got to know you outside of just the classroom.
I love that.
It was the relationship he had with every single student.
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat that too. Professor took the time to know her name, develop the relationships, and Mr. Kirshner mentioned about relationships, and I want to share this quote. I'm going to come to you. You don't have to put them, I don't keep your hand up. I got you. I want to share this quote with you guys because it's pretty good. One of my former pastors, he used this quote all the time about relationships, and I share it so much. He said, life moves at the speed of our relationships. It's so good, right? And when I heard him say that, it gave me chills because it's so true. You know, those people that are doing great things, they have amazing relationships in their life, right? Those people that need to do better probably need better relationships, all right? So let's go here.
Intentional strength.
Ooh.
And continued motivation.
She said the magic I were intentional. All right, intentional strength. I love that. Let's go over here to the live crew. Boy, y'all live. Man, I love it. Let's go right here.
I was going to say my 4th grade teacher gave the best hugs.
So good.
I didn't get hugs a lot as a child, so getting hugs from her was like the best thing. And so I give every child a hug.
Ooh. Man, 4th grade teacher gave the best. Hey, let's give her a hand for that. Best hug. Like we never know what kids are going through or what they don't have. So it's important for us to give it to them. Right? Thank you for sharing that one. Let's go. We got anybody back here in this section? She need a hug. What about in the middle over here? In the middle, back in the back? You guys in the back? Hey, my norm was we gonna talk. Okay? So give me some people back here in the back row. All right, what you got?
Being consistent, like having somebody consistent.
Hey, I put my hands up on that one. You see that? Woo! Hey, that's right. Consistency is key. Thank you so much for sharing. It's important for them to know that what they're going to get every day. It's not an up or down. They know that when you come in the room, Coach Baker has this expectation. We're going to do that every day. Raining outside, we're going to do that. So, we're going to do that. You know, consistency is key. Emotional, you don't want to be consistent. So good. Let's go over here. Where we at with books? We still got more books? One more. All right, give me one more. Right here. What you got, sir?
They believe in you.
Ooh, that's good. Give him a hand with that one. They believe in you. You gotta believe. I worked with, when I was young in my career, I worked with this coach, and he was a fiery guy, a little dude, fiery guy. And he would always just pace the sideline. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. He just always said it. At first, I didn't really know. It's like, man, this guy's crazy, right? But man, it got the kids going, and it didn't matter where we were in the game. We would always win that game because they believed. Well, we would always win that game because they believed, because he believed, right? And so it's important that you believe in them. I'm going to just tell you, there's so many people that I've had in my life that believed in me. Growing up, I struggled with math my whole life. I can tell you every teacher that I've had from elementary school to high school, because every one of those teachers stayed after school with me to work with me on my math. They believed in me, right? They poured into me. My mother, I shared with you about my family, my mother, even when we didn't have, growing up as single parent, sometimes we didn't even have it home, but she was getting supplies for her. I told y'all I know, right? Getting supplies for her kids because they didn't have those supplies to make sure that they were good. Believe. So I wanted to take time to do that because I wanted to stress to you the importance of your influence. Sometimes we just need to be reminded. Sometimes we get caught up in doing our thing, doing our thing because that's what we do, our thing. But I want to remind you that what you do on a day-to-day basis, your influence is important, y'all. It's important to be in the moment, each moment of each day. This is before I get excited. It's important to be in the moment, be present each day for those kids because they deserve that. Those people gave that to you, which is why you're here doing what you do. Your influence makes a huge impact. And so, in reflecting on what I was going to speak with you about today, I reflected on those traits that those people had in my life. And I'd like to share those with you because my hope is that you will be able to take some of this and apply it in what you do, in your pedagogy, in your teaching, in your hugging, in your loving, in your belief, so that you give that in your relationships, so that you give that to everyone that's around you, right? So if you don't mind hitting the next slide for me. The first trait that they had was a keen sense of awareness. It was amazing to me how they were just so smart and they were aware of everything that was going on. Like eyes in the back of their head, or just, I don't know, it was crazy. But they were amazingly aware. And I'm an acronym guy, so I'm going to share some acronyms with you. And the acronym I have for awareness is FIT. They knew how they fit. And the F is focus. Some of those people, they kept the main thing, right? And if you didn't keep the main thing, you were in trouble. You were expected to keep the main thing. They were consistent in that. I knew what I was going to get from them. The I is intentional. And somebody said that earlier. They were intentional. By their actions, by what they said, you knew that it came from a pure-hearted place. Like you knew without a shadow of a doubt, well, maybe there were some things they said to me that I didn't want to hear. Or maybe they gave it to me in a manner that I didn't want to receive it. But what I did know was it came from a pure-hearted place. And if those people that love and care about me are taking the time to pour into me and say those things to me, well, I probably need to straighten up and get better. Right? The T is talents and awareness. We all have been blessed with some amazing talents, right? We all have a talent. What our job is to find what that talent is, and then take that talent and use that to be a blessing to someone else. And so the first trait was awareness, focus, intentions, talents. The next component that they had was a great mindset. Hit that next one for me. And the acronym for that is LPOs. Let me ask you this. Who is the only person that can hold us back from achieving, doing, being, going, or whatever it is we want to do? Who's the only person that can hold us back from that? Yeah, ourselves, right? And so what we have to understand is if you limit yourself, you limit yourself, right? So it's important to make sure that we don't limit ourselves. And then when we understand that there is no limits, oh, come on. Hey, hold on, let me say that one again to you. When we realize that there is no limits, oh my gosh, it's amazing the things that we can accomplish because we don't hold ourselves back. The P, yes, you can give me some. Come on, let's go. The P in mindset is possibilities, and the possibilities are possible. I told y'all my story. I told y'all some of the experiences that I had. I told you some of the things that I've been blessed to see and achieve that I'm grateful for. I'm telling you, the possibilities are possible. It is possible to do whatever it is you want to do. And so as you're going into that year, we have to pour that into those kids. Believe in them. No, you can do it. my mom, no, you can do it. You're going to do it. I got you. You got it. You can do it. Right? The possibilities are possible. And then the O in LPO is opportunities. And opportunities bring opportunities. And I want to share this story with you. This is a good one. Again, I'm probably going to smile when I say this because this is, man, it was amazing. This story is amazing. So growing up, told you, strict disciplinarian mom, had us involved in lots. I had a little league baseball coach who was my elementary school principal, and I'm going to say his name, Mr. McDaniel. All right, Mr. Norris McDaniel. He was a great man. Like, I loved the way he carried himself. All of those traits that y'all talked about, he did all of that. He was just cool. Like, I wanted to grow up and be him. Like down to what he wore. Like, man, he would wear loafers, like the old school penny. I'm aging myself. The old school penny loafers, like with the real penny in them. Hey, I got on loafers, y'all. Like I'm telling y'all, I wanted to be Mr. McDaniel, right? And so, all I knew from my mother was, work hard, do things right, treat people right, take care of your business, surround yourself with the right people, those things that you're taught, right? That's demanded of you. What I didn't know is that people around me saw that. So, fast forward, I'm a broke college kid, graduating from college. I applied for a job in Conroe ISD at this junior high, Peak Junior High. Also, what I didn't know is the principal at that junior high knew Mr. McDaniel. So the principal calls Mr. McDaniel. He says, "Hey, I got this Chip Baker kid applying for a job at my school. Tell me what you think about him." So Mr. McDaniel says, "Oh man, he's a great kid. He's going to work hard. He's going to do things right. He's going to treat people right. He's going to surround himself with the right people. He'd be an asset to your team. You should give him an opportunity." That principal hired me for my very first teaching and coaching job. That principal hired me for my very first teaching. Yeah, come on. Yeah. That principal hired me for my very first teaching and coaching job, not based off of my experience because I had none. It was my first job, right? He gave me that job based off of what I did as a kid. Come on, y'all. I got my very first teaching and coaching job because of the person that I was as a kid. And how that relates to you is this. Guys, sometimes we may get caught up in, like I said, we have to make sure that we're in the moment. We have to make sure that we are be where your feet are planted. Enjoy what you're doing right now, because opportunities, if you take care of the opportunities right now and maximize those and give it your all and do the best you can with that right now, down the road you'll have those other opportunities that you're looking for. They'll come find you. They will come find you if you're in the moment and doing what you're supposed to do right now. So opportunities bring opportunities. So that's the mindset. Limits, possibilities, and opportunities. Now the last trait that I want to share with you, and if you don't apply anything from what I've said so far today, please apply this one. All right? And is actions. So we can be aware. That's good. We can have the right mindset. That's good. But if you're not willing to put the work in and get dirty, other duties assigned, my name is not on the duty list, but I'm there. I know. I told y'all I know. I wasn't playing with you. If you're not, you can forget about it. You have to be willing, with the willing heart, to put the work in. And that's what it takes. And I want to share this with you. I call this my SHG principle. And I'm not just here, hey, I have an opportunity to speak at a convocation. No, guys, hey, this is what I do in my life every day. Like, this is what I strive to do in my life. And the S is show up. Right? And come on. And what I mean by that is, like I asked you when we first started, the first thing I asked you to do was be present, right? In showing up, you have to be present and be in the moment. If you're supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time, don't be on time. Be early, because on time is late. Right? Show up. Right? The H is have a great attitude. And this is good right here, so get ready for this one. Get ready. Gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. Ooh, come on. Come on. One more time. One more time. Hey. Gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. I'm going to give it to you one more time. Yeah. Gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. And what that means is, y'all, we have to be grateful for what we have. You know, yes, things could be better, but guess what? Could be way worse, right? So we have to be grateful for what we do have, and when you do that, it allows you to maximize the blessings from the lessons. It allows you to be in the moment and be present, and it'll amaze you the great things you will accomplish because your attitude is that way. The G is give your all. And what I mean by that, the goal is to give 100%, right? Y'all agree with me on that? Yeah. But realistically, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, right? But if you give your all in every moment of every situation, do you still have growth? Yes, right? So if I have 80% in the tank for that day and I give that, do I still get better? Yes. It may be a really tough day. I may just have, I don't know, 60 or 50 in the tank that day. But if I give that, do I still get better? Yes. And so visualize this with me. Successful people, impactful people, visualize. So visualize this with me. If I show up, have a great attitude, and give my all today, is that a pretty good day for me? Yes. All right. So then I reflect in the evening. And then tomorrow, boom, I hit the ground running. I show up, have a great attitude, and give my all tomorrow. Is that another good day for me? Right. And I do that for a week. Is that a good week? Come on, rock with me here. All right. And I do that for a month. Is that a good month? All right. I continue to do that for months throughout the year. Is that a good year? Yeah. And then you get where I'm going. It continues with years. So what happens is, when I get to go visit the big man, I would not have just left a legacy, it will have allowed me to live a legacy by my day-to-day actions. By just showing up, having a great attitude, and giving my all right now, each moment of each day. And so that's the SHG principle. So in closing, just want to review what I hit you with today. I want to remind you that your influence is important. Your influence makes a huge impact, as we all know, because we've been influenced and impacted in our lives. I talked to you about the traits that the people that have influenced me. The first thing is they had a keen sense of awareness. They knew how they fit. Had a great focus. They were intentional. They knew that they had talents, and they used those talents to be a blessing to others. Their mindset, LPO, was an acronym that I shared with you. The L, limits. And if you limit yourself, you what? Limit yourself, right? The P is possibilities. The possibilities are possible. The O I share with you is opportunities. Opportunities bring opportunities. And then the last piece that I share with you is the actions. And I share with you the SHG principle that I use in my life. And that is show up, have a great attitude, and give your all. And so again, in closing, I just want to say, you can hit the next one. Thanks so much for your time, your attention. I wish you the best of luck. We'll have you guys in my prayers as you start the new year. Go influence kids and make an impact in their life. God bless you. Hey, one more thing I want to do with y'all before I finish here. I have a slogan that I use, like self-talk is important, right? And my thing is go get it. Like I believe that no significant success, not just success, y'all, no significant success will happen. It's not going to just come to you. You got to go make it happen, right? And so what I'd like for you to do, I'll count it down 1, 2, 3. And if you don't mind, give me a real loud go get it. Can y'all do that for me? All right, here we go, guys. Let me hear you. Royal. 1, 2, 3. Go get it. Have a great year. Thank you. Thank you, man.